as training progresses, people get dropped in training. People come from other platoons because they didn't make it with their company. We ended with 57 females. So you're just all on the squad bay. You have racks. So it's like kind of like bunk beds, and one sleeps on the top, one sleeps on the bottom, and there's just a row of racks. And yeah, that's pretty much like the guys' platoons had a lot more than we did. There's a lot of ways they can get dropped. Like you could get dropped for one was failure to adapt. So if your drill instructors felt like you weren't grasping the training, if you weren't screaming, you didn't learn how to move fast enough, they could drop you and you have to stay there longer. Or if you get sick and you miss too many training days because you're on bed rest and you're not actually going out there and training, you could get dropped. If you don't pass the test, because you have written exams when you're there, you do sit in a classroom and you do have a teacher, and that teacher is a drill instructor, and they teach you like the history, everything, how to like the how-tos of the Marine Corps basically. They give you the basics, and if you don't pass those written tests, you get 3 chances to pass that test. If you don't pass it 3 times, then you have to stay there longer. And yeah, if you get injured, you might have to stay longer. Sometimes they'll work it out so that you can stay in, but those are the ways that you could get dropped in training. But I mean, you determine whether you're gonna get dropped, because it's all. If you give up on yourself, that's the only reason why you're gonna get dropped in the end. Unless you get sick, that's probably like the only way that it's out of your control. But you can still train when you're sick. I was sick. I had a fever, a really bad fever, but I just stuck it out because I didn't want to stay on that island any longer than I needed to. So. At my recruiting station, we had PT, we had full functions, we had stuff to prepare us. They helped because they had us learn our general orders and the rank structure before we went. So I went in knowing a little bit of knowledge. So it wasn't so bad because while other people were learning the knowledge, I already knew it. So that was like one less thing I had to worry about when I first got there. But yeah, I definitely did. I PT'd a lot before I went. But it only helps you so much. You can only prepare so much for when you get there. You could PT all day. You could watch YouTube videos about what it's going to be like. You can ask people like me who just got back what it's like, but you don't know until you're there. It's always going to be like that shock and awe factor of being with the drill instructors and learning everything, because you know nothing when you get there. They teach you how to sit, how to talk, how to walk. They teach you everything. Because believe it or not, they even yell at you for how you eat. Because you have to eat with your feet at a 45-degree angle, and have your left hand on your thigh. You can only eat with one hand. When you drink water, you have to like have your fingers curled. But what they do teach you afterwards is that every little thing, everything that they correct you for, and the things that you think are so stupid, you're like, why can't I scratch myself? I'm itchy, like my face itches. It's so simple. Or why do I have to hold my cup like this? That's stupid. Why do I have to stop moving at 1? Why are they yelling at me? They tell you, like, when you get further in training, they'll be like, okay, well, we yell at you to stop at 1, even though you're not finished, not because we just want to yell at you. It's because if you're in a combat zone and somebody tells you, stop, freeze, don't move, it's to teach you that discipline, that don't move, because there could be like an IED there and you could almost step on it. It's to teach you to obey orders, to be disciplined. That's your superior. You're supposed to listen to them. The cup thing was for when we drilled and we did inspection arms. so that when you pull the charging handle back, you can't have your fingers out like this. So it was to teach us muscle memory. So it's like little things like that. You think it's so dumb, but then you learn later, like, oh, that's why they had us do that. So, and then it becomes not so dumb. Then you're like, okay, well, now I need to just listen to